Hello and welcome to our awards entry top tips video interview with Dr. Sue Shortland and myself, Fiona Murchie. So it's about that time again to enter the Relocate and Think Global People Awards. And we had a fabulous dinner last year in June to celebrate the 2024 winners. And there's plenty of information on our website to catch up with what happened then. But in the build up, we would like to encourage you to take a few minutes to consider how to give yourself the best opportunity to win yourself one of the fabulous, prestigious awards. So, Dr. Sue Shortland is our head judge again for this year, and we're delighted to have her here. And who better to tell us a bit about the awards and why, of course, we've chosen the creative connections for future success as the theme for entering. So perhaps you could just give us a brief overview, and if you've got access to our leadership supplement or in the magazine last year, you will see this fantastic summary of what happened at the awards, how to enter in simple forms, and the award categories. And also Sue explains why creative connections is so important, and it even runs into some categories that you might enter if you're a specific industry sector. So Sue, why creative connections?
Yes, it's an important, very important topic, and one that's received quite a bit of publicity in the press as well. I think the key thing is to think about how we relate to other people, because how we relate to others and the connections we have is a really important part of leadership, managing people, global mobility, in the world of education. It covers pretty much everything we do within business. So I think we focused on this topic because successful leaders and managers don't just focus on individual issues. They have to see the bigger picture. They have to make connections between individuals and activities, and if they do that, they can achieve both a sort of efficient and effective outcomes. So the connections between people, we think, are really, really valuable because they lead to creative solutions, and those are solutions that can be harnessed for future success. So that's one of the key reasons why we're focusing on creative connections, making them and using them as our theme this year. Just to add, though, there's a strategic side to this as well, because if companies are going to achieve their strategic goals, making creative connections with others is a really important component of achieving that success. Um, these creative connections enable us all as individuals and participants to gain mutual benefits, personal benefits, and also organisational benefits, because we're drawing upon a wide range of stakeholders, both within and beyond our organisations. And by doing this, we can achieve tailored solutions, we can delight our clients and customers, we can pave the way for future success of our businesses and our own individual personal success as well. So, in essence, creativity often stems from taking on board diverse viewpoints, and that's why making these connections and using them creatively is important to everything that we do. Whether you're in the world of leadership, whether you're in the world of global mobility and/or education, it's important to all of those sectors. So I hope that sort of gives a brief overview of why we've chosen this idea of the importance of making creative connections this time around.
Yes, I think that really helps, and I would urge people to read the article and which runs through the different categories. But just to summarise, which you'll see in front of you, the 2025 award categories include or are excellence in global mobility, global policy design implementation, destination services provider of the year, local global, best service department provider, local global, and excellence in technology or analytics. And on to the talent one, excellence in talent management, which we really encourage people to get behind this year, as we had such a good interest in talent over the years, and that's covered in our leadership supplement, of course. And then, of course, the education sector, we have the Excellence in Education and Schools and Education Consultancy, which again, those people in education can also enter any of the other categories. And then excellence in family support. I think that's really come to the fore again and again as dual career couples and families and employees make decisions about taking up international assignments and or wherever they're working in the world. And then, of course, the research contribution in the book, which is always hotly contested and very interested and dear to your heart, Sue. And then also excellence in ESG. So possibly that's had a bit of a bashing recently, but we really still hold that as a very important way to underpin the structure and best practice of an organisation. So, Sue, do you want to just pick any of those just to highlight why they're important?
Yeah, just pick a couple. I'll go back to talent actually because I want to make it clear to the entrants this year that it's quite a wide-ranging category. It's covering talent development, deployment, diversity and inclusion. I think it's diversity that's had the sort of bashing recently, particularly in the US. But diversity, equity, and inclusion. It's covering those aspects, and it also covers well-being and engagement. So the talent excellence in talent management category is quite wide ranging, and we would be very, very keen to see people coming forward with entries in that one. Um, the other one I'd pick out probably is the excellence in ESG, because ESG covers those three pillars. It covers the sort of environmental side, obviously to do with climate change, carbon reduction, and so on. But it also covers the social pillar. And this year we're looking for the social pillar to reflect sort of social issues in the community, charitable endeavours, those kind of things. So rather than focusing on your sort of social diversity element internally in your company, which we'd like you to put in the talent management side, we're going to ask you to focus more on those external social activities, local initiatives, supporting local communities, charities, and so on. And then finally, of course, within ESG is the governmental side, and that's really about leadership and running the business. So what we're hoping for this year is for people to take quite an integrated approach to ESG and to talk about all those three elements together, because leadership obviously needs to walk the talk in terms of environmental, social, and governance activities. Yes, I always comment on research because it's dear to my heart, but we were always very keen to have both academic research and practitioner research, and new books which can be written by practitioners or can be written by academics. So again, a wide sort of spectrum there. So I don't want to comment on all of them, but I will comment on the first one on global mobility very quickly as well. It does cover things like policy design and implementation, but just to make clear that people in the category who could enter could include compliance, so tax and legal aspects. It can also cover relocation, removals, relocation management companies, as well as company policies and policy design and implementation. So again, quite a wide-ranging category.
And also, of course, we must highlight AI and technology, which have changed so much over the last year. So, absolutely go for this, everybody in all sectors, because we really want to hear how you're responding to new advances. And also, destination service providers going further afield, the service department sector, which is really going all out to cover all parts of the world. So there's plenty of innovation and certainly plenty of ways to demonstrate creative connections. And do have a look at the awards entry diagram. You'll find it on the website. And that shows how these different awards all tie in together and how you can link them to local, regional, and global perspectives. So there's plenty there to read up on. So, Sue, what about the how to enter? And it really is, we've toned it down to make it a very simple process. So perhaps you can expand on that and tell us how the judging scores tie in with each element of the entry process.
Right. Yes. Okay. It is quite a simple process now. We're only looking for you to enter on an entry form that requires you to write about 500 words, no more than that, and to focus in those 500 words on, you know, the sort of inspirational things that you've done through your creative connections. The way the entry form works is very similar to previous years. We're asking you, first of all, to describe how you provide a unique and exceptional quality experience. The second part will be to comment on how you provide a responsive, resource efficient, and cost effective service. And again, that's got to focus on how you achieve sort of creativity and flexible responses and producing flexible solutions. And then the third area that are covered within the sort of 500 words is how you are supported, or how your staff are supported by your leadership team to build those creative connections, and how you might do that in a very sort of diverse international marketplace. So you have those sort of three written components, first of all, that constitute no more than 500 words. And then the final thing we ask you to supply is a video. So that's no more than 2 minutes. It can be a talking head video, just somebody talking to those points, or it can be a corporate company video as you feel appropriate. But we are looking for that video as well. And you can support your entry with one page of written documentation that might cover things like testimonials and so on and so forth. If you're entering the technology analytics category, then obviously we need to see a demo of your technology. So there could be a link to that technology, for example, that might be included. If you're tackling research, we would like to see a link to the research report, or a copy of the book, obviously, so that we can review it. And clearly for research, we're also looking for you to demonstrate how you're contributing to knowledge or advancing our understanding. What are the implications for practice of your research? And also, again, how the leadership team supports you to conduct the research that you do. Again, all with a focus on making creative connections, or sort of creative outcomes and solutions in business. So I think that's sort of a brief summary, but the full details, as Fiona said, will be on the website, and all of the awards categories themselves have those details there as to what you are expected to do. But it's not hard, so you're not expected to write a huge amount, but I guess you're expected to choose your words carefully to make sure that you get across the message about how you're inspirational, what you've achieved, what you're proud of, and how it ties in with this idea of creative connections.
Brilliant, Sue. And just to clarify, please don't be put off by the video. Do it on the phone with a colleague, or do something more sophisticated. It's up to you. But everybody, we really wanted to see the character of your organisation. So please don't be put off if you haven't got fancy recording equipment.
You don't need anything glamorous or glitzy. A talking head on a phone is perfectly adequate, and actually gives us often a better idea of what your key priorities are.
Right, Sue. So it'd be really interesting for people to know exactly how you score, how the judges score the different elements. So if you could explain that, please.
Yes, the entries are scored out of 100. Each of the three written elements, which is the unique, exceptional quality experience, that's the first one. Responsive, resource efficient, and cost effective service, that's the second one. And how you're supported by your leadership team, that's the third one. Each of those attract 25 points, a maximum of 25 points. And then the 2 minute video also attracts 25 points, which is why it's important to produce a video, because obviously if that video isn't there, those 25 points can't potentially be earned. You may provide a maximum of one page of supporting materials. Those are helpful for the judges to help assess the context and the backdrop of your firm, and also testimonials can be helpful but those supporting materials don't attract points in their own right, but they can help support your entry for the other parts of the form.
Yes, so you may as well take advantage of that. And then, of course, why should people enter? We've covered that briefly, I think. Is there anything more you want to add? And then I will just talk about some of the sponsorship and coverage.
Well, I think the thing is entering. It's, it is a prestigious award. It recognises everybody's contribution, and obviously, if you win, you celebrate with a trophy and the award itself. So that's really nice. And obviously, if you come along to the awards ceremony itself, that fosters networking opportunities, helps create more links and connections, and helps your creativity to flow from making these new connections. But obviously, it's very beneficial for staff within the organisation to have their contribution recognised. It helps foster engagement. It's good for talent retention, and it obviously generates a sense of pride and achievement. So yeah, there's lots of benefits for entering, and a lot of benefits for winning, obviously.
And of course, we all hope that you will join us at the awards dinner, which this year is going to be on the 4th of June in London again. And of course, there is coverage throughout the whole awards process. So if you're shortlisted, then that will be announced in May, and then we will be covering the excitement as time builds up to the awards ceremony on the 4th of June. And it'll be your opportunity to showcase exactly what you've been doing throughout the year and for the whole industry sector. If you're interested in sponsorship, we'd love to hear from you. It's a very nice occasion. The whole year's coverage leads up to the winners, and then of course there's full coverage in our June summer issue of the magazine with a wonderful award supplement where there's a page devoted to each winner, as well as the shortlists are included throughout the coverage. So thank you so much for listening. And Sue, thank you so much. Anything more you'd like to add?
Just to encourage people to give it a go. If you don't try, you don't win. So it's worth entering for sure. Good luck, everybody.
Thank you very much. Bye bye.
Bye bye.